Nice to meet you, dude.
Nice to meet you too.
I think you're really fucking cool on, is it okay if I swear?
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Okay.
I'm so foul mouthed. I can't not swear.
I just wonder if we want to keep it classy. No, I think on Substack, dude, you're like very cool. And just like, I knew almost immediately just from the vibe of like your notes and your posts. I was just like, yeah, this guy probably gets it. It's funny, it's like we
Thank you.
banter. It's good, man.
I'm excited about every interview though, because I just like talking about photography in general.
Yeah, like how's that been going? Like, have you done a ton so far? Or
I've done 3 so far, but I have like 4, 5, 6 more booked already.
nice.
Yeah, so it's just been. I did not expect it to go as well as it has so far, and I haven't even released anything yet. And I have subscribers popping up on YouTube for the channel through Substack.
Yeah.
And my own channel didn't see that kind of growth. My photography channel didn't see that kind of growth. So it's kind of crazy seeing it, like building this community from Substack. And I've ranted, like you said, I've ranted on and on about photography in the digital age.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you have to be a videographer, a writer, editor, just you have
Yeah.
to be so multifaceted to get anywhere with social media these days, or with your career these days even, especially in the arts. If you want to sell anything, you have to be good on social media.
Yeah.
And it's just been difficult balancing that with the photography I want to do.
I've seen it, man. Yeah, like I can relate so hard. Like I'm an artist by like trade, right? Like I've worked in video games. I've worked in video games for 20 years. I started out as a concept artist.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm an art director now. And like early days, like I was on Blogger and like I had a blog. It was just for art, right? It was just for art.
Yeah.
And that was like such a cool, very Substack before Substack. Like it's really connected to artists from all over the world. Everybody commented on each other's stuff. Back in those days, you had to like have the link to their blog in your like side roll kind of thing on the side of your page. And that was just the way to connect. And like, honestly, to chat, there was no DMs or anything like that. You had to go to like their page, leave a comment. And yeah, like, and then eventually I was like getting like people's like contact info. We were emailing back and forth. It was super cool. This reminds me like of that. It's cool again to just put stuff out there and just be like, not have to like bend to trends and just to stay relevant.
Substack is hanging out with your friends and bullshitting. It caters to you and people that will interact with your stuff, as opposed to having to toss $1 under the table to get 1,000 views. Not even, like, probably half a view on Facebook now. But I have some friends that are in bigger bands, like touring with national acts, big bands, who are spending $5,000 to $9,000 a month on YouTube marketing and not really seeing anything in return, to the point they're talking about deleting Facebook. Yeah. So it's hard dealing with the modern digital age with marketing. I wish we could go back to a more organized, and you didn't have to know SEOs and keywords, all of that. It's a nightmare for me. I'm not good at that stuff, so I just talk shit on the internet and see what happens.
I think, man, like I understand like the need to be good at that stuff, right? Especially if you're doing what you're doing, right? Like, and it's like this kind of, yeah, it's like a massive hill to climb. And when you're not coming from it, like, I have like friends who are in marketing and communications and stuff. And like, even just them grappling with that stuff, because it's constantly changing, right? And where I work too, right? Like obviously we market our games, and it just comes down to like just these weird things. Like we've titled games before based on SEO, which makes the game's name just basically a search term, and it's not a game. It doesn't sound like a game anymore. It's like it's got a bunch of words in it.
Yeah, it feels like a gimmick.
It explains what the game is, but it's not like a cool like name, right? Like Horizon or something like that, where it's just like, oh, like this is just, what is this game about? It's called Horizon, so cool. And then it's like, no, in the sphere that I'm in, you're naming games like a bunch of search terms, and then it's like, all right, I guess that's the name of the game.
It drives me nuts. I feel like the need for optimization to be found by any audience is limiting the creativity that people who build and create things are willing to, it just like puts them in this little box, and they shouldn't be in that box. If this game is good, it should go on its own regardless of name. But then you have the
Yeah.
TikTok generation who need to know exactly what everything is. They can't, people don't like to sit through a plot. They want to know the highlights, because you can read that whole movie on Wikipedia in 15 minutes. You can know the behind the scenes and everything. So it's just,
Yeah.
it's hard for me, for somebody like, I like long form content, creating long
Yeah.
form content and learning about things and people. And it's hard having a crossover, because the millennial, I'm not sure
Yeah.
how old you are. I'm a millennial. But the millennial generation is kind of walking that fine line of, we're used to long form content,
Okay.
but we're also doom scrolling on social media for hours at a time.
I'm Gen X,
Yeah.
but I'm like right on the cusp. So, I totally understand all of that. I lived through the 80s and the 90s as like a teenager, more or less, not the 80s so much, but like, so I get all of that, especially like scrolling, right? Like, I love long form content, man. I would say the only thing that I've kind of fallen out of, which is weird because I think I know why. It's because I make games. But like the long form content is like, I used to love RPGs. Can't can't play a game that long anymore. It's like the only place where I love the bite-sized kind of games.
I've gotten sucked in, not to a mobile game, but into a mobile game ad. That Arctic survival game that somebody created. I I downloaded the game itself, did not like it. If you were involved in the making of that, I'm sorry, but the preview where you have to kill the polar bears with an axe and then stack their meat for people to, I can't. I will sit through that entire ad and play it until it doesn't let me play it anymore. I had to delete the game that led to that ad. That was the only reason I was keeping that game on my phone, because I was like, damn, that game's fun, but it's nothing like that.
I know all that stuff is so well, man. Yeah, like I get it. We've got ads that aren't even what our game is, but that's just the way to market a game.
There has always been deception in marketing. It's just I have to get better at the deception part for my marketing, I think. Because I'm like, I don't know if it's fucking good.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
never know if something's good.
I think it's cool, man. It's cool that you're like working it and like just kind of working it out. I think that's all you can do,
Yeah.
right? Like that's all you can do. Just do your best. There's so much. The cool thing about like YouTube, especially Substack, to a degree, I guess I'm not. I guess I don't really look for this kind of stuff on Substack, but like on YouTube for sure, just like YouTube University, right? Like go find out what you need to find out. It's like a million videos, all of them, typically all of them are good. I love how it like delivers you things too. Like you type something in, it'll give you like a video from like 16 years ago. It's like, what?
Very specific.
And it's sometimes it's relevant. Like for camera stuff, it's
Yeah.
almost always relevant, For SEO, I'm sure that you want to watch the most recent video, maybe that was made.
I've learned everything I know about video, pretty much, video and photo, from YouTube by watching other photographers, and fucking up a lot. I basically killed my A7 III by putting it through its rounds when I was learning to do photography, because I've only been doing photography. I said this before. I don't know if I've ever said it on Substack where people saw, but I've only been doing photography for 3.5 years.
Oh,
But I came from that world of design and art, so I've been working in art my whole life.
Yeah.
So I understood the basics of composition and everything.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So it made my life easier.
dude, I would have never guessed.
Really?
I look at your photos and I'm just like, damn,
Thank you.
dude, you're so good. Like, and I mean, you don't have to be doing photography for long to be a good photographer, but because your photography is at the level that it is, I assumed you'd been doing it for a lot longer.
How long have you been doing photography?
So like on and off, like I've had a camera like for most of my life, right? Like I've said this before on Substack, but like I had my dad's old Yashica MF1, and I didn't. It's funny when I think back to it. Like I never would. Like, how did I even know how to use film? It's like a zone focus camera. No idea. I had no idea. I had no idea at the time.
I still don't.
I was like just looking through the viewfinder. A lot of time I was shooting from the hip because I was just with friends and we skateboarded and we did like, a lot of like you're moving around a lot, right? And so yeah, I was just like I'm surprised at how many photos turned out. It's kind of crazy. I had no idea what it was. I think I had to have my dad load the camera for me every time I used it. And yeah, it's like that was like back when I was a teenager. So like I'm 47 now. And
Oh, you don't look it at all.
oh,
At
thank
all.
you.
I would have not guessed that. I would have guessed about my age. I'm 36.
Yeah, I actually get that a lot. I think it's probably the fact that I work in games. It's just
Yeah.
and animation before that. It's kind of kept me young somehow.
Yeah, it's kept you young at heart. I'm dead inside. So.
But yeah, so I've been taking photos for that long, and I'm obviously like everybody for like that amount of time, a lot of dips, right? Especially like in my 20s, like didn't really take a lot of photos, not that I have anyways. I'm sure I was taking photos somehow, even with other people's cameras, but like not a lot really. And then picked it up again like 10 years ago. I went to New York with my wife. We honeymooned. And like New York was insane, right? Like I'm from Canada and I've been to bigger cities, but and I'd never been to New York. And after getting over like the culture shock of New York City, I was like, I had my phone and I wasn't really taking a lot of significant photos with my phone before that, but a kind of switch went off and I just I was like in the moment. The city's so cool. And it was just like, I kind of discovered street photography, I was just snapping away. And, especially like you were saying with your career, like being an artist, composition, that's like 101 for me, right? Like I've studied it, I know it, I learned it. And so I was seeing like I was making cool photos to me. And so, oh, thank you, man. And so the New York stuff just kind of, yeah, I just took so many pictures. We ended up doing so many cool things. There was lots of like just photographic opportunities. And it's New York, so of course there is. And we didn't even get everywhere we wanted to go. Like, it's funny, I've only been there once. We didn't even get to Central Park. We got close. We walked everywhere. But we just did so many cool things. And just in that whole time, I just like fell in love with photography again after that trip. And so even though I only had a phone, I started using it more and more. And I was just taking more and more photos with it. And of course, phones like 10 years ago, not great, but not the worst. But, and so it's surprising how clear some of those photos are, but it's also, there's a lot of photos that show this was taken on an iPhone 4, right? Like, and so, just kind of going through that, like, space of like phone technology and the photos getting better and better. And then like you, like only about 3 or 4 years ago, I finally just kind of graduated myself to a proper mirrorless. I bought a Fujifilm and then
Yeah, how you like it?
I love it. I just got like a XT32 Mark II. And yeah, I love it, man. It's just like, the initial have you ever used a Fuji?
I've held one. I've never actually fired.
Yeah.
I've never fired one off, but I've held one.
Yeah, like it's like the model I got is, they call it like the prosumer model, right? It's like it's got a lot of the bells and whistles of like the XT4, same sensor, but it's just a pared down, it's a little plasticky in places, but by and large, it's like a great camera.
I've been meaning to pick one up. Is that the first camera you got when you graduated
Yeah,
from
exactly,
your phone?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so just using the hell out of it. But of course, like when I first got it, I was saying, with Fujifilm especially, like you can fall into a little bit of a pit of like recipes, like Fujifilm simulations, and like I got like a Fuji X weekly like account. Like I downloaded the app and I paid for it, so I get it. I get access to all the recipes. I don't use those much anymore, but like initially it was just like that's how honestly it's how I kind of found out about how like what Kodak stocks look like because there's so many cool simulations and you'd read like the articles and they're like crazy in depth, like how this simulation was created and how it was like a partnership between this photographer and this other photographer, and they like base it on like all their actual photos taken with like Ektachrome or something like that, and it's just like eerily accurate, right? Even just in my own comparisons of like just like not shooting with Ektachrome myself, but just looking up Ektachrome like photos on like say Instagram or something, just searching it, and then just comparing what I was taking with my Fujifilm. I was just like, this is crazy. Like it's so. I was like, I wasn't even thinking about film back then, but I didn't think I didn't even think I needed to think about film back then, right? Because I feel like I had everything at my fingertips, but it's like too much, right? It's really easy to just like
Oh yeah, it's information overload.
yeah, and then there's like wild ones where it's just like it's too pushed. I look back at those photos now where I'm just like trying things. It's fine, I'm just trying things, but it's kind of a little cringy because they're like really like I call it overcooked, right? Like it's just too much, right? Yeah, it's too much.
It's like when you first get the camera and you'll go to a concert or something, and then you like yank the contrast up, blow out the highlights, and it's just you're doing too much with what you got. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, contrast a big one. Grain, right? Is like crazy amounts of grain, and like I would say, like in camera grain, it gives you like options, right? You can like set it to strong, and so you can like set the grain level, but it's too much, right? Like it's too you got to keep it fine for the digital stuff because the grain like simulation I find is not great. I actually think the Lightroom grain, just adding grain in Lightroom, great. I love it. Like it's so nice. It's such nice grain. Um,
They've improved that a lot because when I was started adding grain, so I don't use Lightroom. I use Photoshop Camera Raw, which is pretty much the same as Lightroom. But I've had that experience with Photoshop, so I just stayed with Photoshop. I didn't want to learn a new program because I'm lazy, and I and I got approached to do this ad on YouTube for this company called Dehancer, who makes you know about them. I'm assuming they were yeah. So I made an ad for them, and in return they gave me a free copy of Dehancer, and insanely expensive. I'm trying to get them to sponsor this podcast, but you guys are expensive. Uh, and they gave me it, and I cannot find a better grain simulator out there. I'm sure they exist, but I have not been able to find them because all of my grain comes from Dehancer, and I love it so much. But maybe I need to maybe I need to try Lightroom and see how their grain is.
I can like send you some of my photos where I think the grain is just like popping, like it's really nice, and then you can just see for yourself. That way you don't have to like
I would appreciate that. Yeah.
send you some like night shots and day shots, and it's nice, man. I like it, like because I'm just putting raws in, right? So even if you have grain set, it only in your Fuji, it only affects the JPEG. So the raw comes out with like it has some of the settings. It doesn't the raw doesn't have like the grain settings, for instance. So you can add that stuff in Lightroom if you need it, or you can just keep it clean and crisp, which is not really a look I love for myself, but yeah. So you can kind of just take it and yeah, you can see for yourself.
Yeah, and we have very different shooting styles between you and I. And I like to say I like dirty, grainy images, but then when I look back through my stuff, there's not a whole lot of dirt and grain, in my
Yeah.
digital stuff especially. But when it comes to film, I think we have a similar shooting style. Digitally, we're probably different, but film, I see yours, and I'm like, that looks like something I would have shot. I'll be scrolling along and be like, hang on a second. You shot some photos of a house. Not, it might have been a while ago now, but I can't remember even what camera it was on or anything. But I love those pictures of this house that you found. I don't even know if it was your house, but they were just so good.
Wouldn't have been mine, but I live in a really nice house city,
Yeah.
right? Halifax is really old, so it's like, I'm gonna get this wrong. You're roasted in the comments. Halifax is, I think, like it's like at least 200 years old, right? I think in terms of it coming a city, I feel like I read it was like 400 years old at one point. But either way, you go downtown, you get it. It's like there's some old ass buildings down there, and the city is full of very old houses, a lot of heritage houses, 100-year-old houses. So it's like there's no shortage. I fell in love with that stuff, right? Even when I first moved, I'm not from here originally, but I've lived here for about 20 years. And yeah, like I fell in love with that stuff. So taking photos of houses is really fun for me. I just like framing them up real straight.
Yeah.
It's like how I get my kicks.
The only thing I know about Halifax is the Halifax explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah, like the largest non-nuclear explosion in history or something like that. It
Yep.
happened in Halifax. That's the only thing I know about it. Have you ever thought about seeing if there's any remnants or signs of that happening from back in the day? Because
There
I would
is.
100%. I would love that photo project. 100%. I like balls deep in that photo project.
So the city is full of stuff like that. I've taken a lot of photos in the area where that stuff, like in the area that was like most affected by the explosion, right? It's all been rebuilt. There's an area called the Hydrostone, where the houses are built out of like hydrostone. And so they're like, I think, again, probably wrong, but I think they were built after the explosion to withstand another potential explosion, right? So they're just like crazy. Like they're really cool, obviously very old. And they're built out of, I think hydrogen is essentially granite, it's
Yeah,
just
it'd
like
have to be something like
really,
that. That's crazy.
yeah. And it's cool. And so there's a whole area, there's a whole memorial there. There are remnants, but of course, like that was years and years ago. So the history of it is around. There's like, there's cemeteries and stuff, and a lot of dedications and stuff like that. But from a city perspective, it's hard to find just like traces of that anymore, unless you're just in those neighborhoods, and then you can look up like how the certain areas were just like flattened, nothing left. Yeah.
If you could find some building that survived the blast or something like that,
Yeah, there definitely are buildings that survived the blast. Yeah.
like somehow connecting it to like mental fortitude to physical fortitude of withstanding the blast. Yeah, something artsy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because there's some of those projects where I'm just like, that's a weird project, but all right.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I haven't ever really done a photo project. I kind of just go out and I just shoot. And I love that. That's not to say that I don't want a project. I do want to start a project. I got a ton of ideas, but it's more just like, how do I do this? So I'm just trying to figure it out. And there's a bunch of just things. I want to do a zine. I want to do a zine really bad from my trip to Japan last October. I just have like a ton of photos. Man, I took like 4,000 photos, like an insane amount. Obviously, out of that batch, there is not a lot that are worthy of a zine, but like there's enough to make a zine for sure. I would love to make a zine. I want to do just like a series of posts on Substack in the summer. I've kind of been prepping. I'm a really slow writer, like painfully slow. It takes me a week at least to put a post together. So I'm always thinking way in advance of what I want to do, like in the summer. Because if I want to do like a 3-part series, I gotta start that shit now, or I just it won't come out until like next year, and I'll have already had another trip to Japan under my belt, because I'm going again in October. So
that's awesome. I want to go so bad.
Yeah.
I've never been to Japan. I would love to go.
It was my first time when we went, me and my wife, and It was insane, as you can imagine.
Overload probably because of the culture shock.
Yeah, you know what? When I went to New York, like I was saying, I had culture shock like crazy, like a panic attack, like in the cab on the way from the airport. I was just like, oh God, right? Like
Overwhelming.
this is crazy. Yeah, like we're on the bridge, and if you've ever been like, you're on a bridge, there's like 5 lanes or 3 lanes at least, one-way traffic. And the car, you couldn't even get out if you wanted to because the cars are like that close to each other, right? Like it's like the mirrors are like, I can't imagine how you keep a mirror on your car, right? Like it was crazy. And so like, I had definitely culture shock when we were there. But when I went to Japan, like especially Tokyo, like I lived in Vancouver for 5 years just for work, and eerily similar. So yeah, I mean, being so on the west coast of Canada, right? There's a lot of like Chinese, Japanese, Korean immigration to that city. It's great, man. Like, there's no better place in Canada for food. Like, it's insane, Vancouver.
Yeah, I've wanted to go just because a lot of shows I like are filmed there. I was like, Vancouver looks gorgeous, so I want to go check that out.
Lots of cool historic places for shows. Yeah, it's awesome. Um, but kind of being there, I work downtown, and it's kind of the same. To be weird, yeah, like it was just kind of weird that it was like really similar, especially where we stayed. We stayed in Ueno, which is kind of quiet, lots of tall buildings, kind of like a businessy area. We used that as like our base station because it was kind of chill, right? Which we like. And so, we kind of stationed in Ueno, and it was crazy how similar it was to Vancouver, just minus, you know, a lot of the stuff in Vancouver that makes Vancouver Vancouver. It's very clean in Tokyo, and just like safe, super amazing city, man. Like no problems. Yeah, no problems walking around just all hours of the day and night. Like just felt super safe. It's clean. You can like just chill. I carry my camera without any really fear. I'm not like in New York, you're told to like keep your backpack on the front of you and stuff like that. And I get it, of course, right? Like be safe. But yeah, like you just don't get that sense in Tokyo. It's totally, I felt amazing because you gotta have that like freedom where you can kind of abandon, that feeling a little bit of like maybe fear and panic, and you can kind of just like it's kind of like where I live, right? Like I just walk out the door and I just go wherever I want and I just shoot because I know it's my city, right? I know it. And it felt like that there. It was really cool.
Unfortunately, I know my major cities around me, and there's no way in hell I'm walking around by myself with my camera in the cities around me because I got Flint or Detroit,
Yeah.
and it ain't happening. I
Right.
talk shit about Flint and Detroit on every podcast I filmed, and I'm leaving it in because they need to learn. Detroit
Right.
Detroit has improved a lot. But what cameras are you taking
Yeah.
to Japan?
Oh man, that's a big question.
Yeah, it is.
So I think I'm pretty documented now on my love of point and shoots. So I just have a lot now, and that makes the choice like very difficult for my film cameras. I'll be taking my Fuji. That's the only mirrorless that I have, right? So that's going with me. It was there, came with me last time. I brought a bunch of lenses, right? I brought like a zoom. I brought a kind of weird, cool lens, the light leak lens that I have. I didn't use any of them. I just had my 35 millimeter f1.4, and it didn't leave my camera. It didn't. It's really tight there, right?
That's
It's like
true. Yeah.
in Tokyo, right? Like there were times for sure where I wish I had my zoom, right? Just to get some wider shots, but like there was like not that many I guess like reasons to do that in the situations that I was in. So especially in the first time, it was like I say, it was like really comfortable there, but it was also overwhelming to a degree, of course, right? The city's like insanely huge. So you're going places and there's so many people in certain areas where it's just like, if you're not like a people person, which I like to think I am, but in certain situations, obviously there's a line, right? Where it's too much. And there were some areas where it was like a little too much for both me and my wife. And it's just like, we kind of had to like step back, chill out, collect ourselves, And in situations like that, when you're taking photos, you're just shooting, man. You're shooting everything, right? And you're just
Hoping.
like, yeah, hoping, right? Spray and pray. And like, it was cool. Like I got some cool, weird, like blurry shots and stuff like that from those situations. But it also meant that like a lot of shots that I wanted to be in focus weren't. And so, being in these more kind of chill areas allowed for just that space to take my time, and that was super beneficial. I got a lot of good photos from that. But yeah, back to the question, I guess, in terms of like what cameras I'm taking. So I'm taking my Fuji, obviously, with the 35. I probably won't bring in like my zoom lens because I'm gonna have a multitude of focal lengths with my film cameras, right? So I've got a few now with primes that I'm looking at them right now. I have them all around me. Yeah, so I think I'm going to take my Pentax KM.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, similar to like I think you have the Spotmatic,
Yeah,
right?
I love that camera so much.
Yeah, I've only shot one roll through it. I loved it, not for lack of wanting to shoot more through it. I have a roll of Ektar I want to put through it like right away. And because I've only shot black and white with it. But my obsession with like point and shoots just keeps me testing cameras. And I was just
I
like,
relate.
I gotta slow down. So I'd like to take my Pentax, and then I have my Nikon F80. Nikon. So this is one that I'm gonna be bringing. I just got this recently-ish, and I'm probably just gonna shoot it in like full auto.
Yeah, I would.
To not even worry about it, right?
Especially over there.
And then if I bring a point and shoot, like because it's so small, maybe that Pentax, as long as it works, right?
Yes.
It does work. It turns on.
If it works, man, go test it.
I haven't run film through it. Obviously, I only got it like 2 days ago, or yesterday. But yeah, provided that works. I mean, that thing is the smallest point shoot I have, so that's definitely gone.
My Pentax is the smallest point and shoot I have as well. I love that Pentax. That Pentax has failed me once or twice on 4 or 5 rolls, and I've had such good luck with it. I don't know if it's because I have the 115M. It's this little guy, and my lens cover finally shit out on me. So yeah, I'm not thrilled with that.
So like when you turn it on, it won't open all the way, or
no, it opens. It just won't close all the way to protect the
close.
lens now. Yeah, but I keep trying to love the Fuji Mini Cardia I have up here, and I want to love it so bad, but it has failed me so many times, man.
like in what way? Just
Misfocused a lot because it's older. I think it's from 88 or 89 maybe. It might be early 90s, somewhere in there. But the autofocus is not great, and it likes everything to be centered. It doesn't lock focus. So I think I'm locking focus and forget, and then like try to put something on the rule of thirds line or something like that, and then it's just mayhem. Everything's out of focus. Yeah, it doesn't know where to go. But I've recently been kind of abandoning my point and shoots to shoot my SLRs more because I just picked up the OM1 not that long ago. It's been a month or so now. But I fixed my Canon A1, and that has quickly taken over my life. The Canon A1 crushes every other SLR I've used for film. It's not even close. And I hated it when I first got it. I thought it was just gonna be a shelf decoration.
I've had a lot of opportunities to get an A1, just because they pop up all the time in my city, just on like Facebook Marketplace and stuff. And I just, like I've kind of just not, because like like besides point and shoots, I only have so much space.
Yes.
And so I try to limit. I do have a Canon FTB.
Those are nice.
And I haven't got it yet. I actually got my parents to pick it up. I just like randomly like chose their city in where they live in Alberta. It's like on the other side of the country. Um, and yeah, like I chose their city and just was like, let's just see what's there, like film cameras, right? And that was like the first one that popped up, and it was $100. And honestly, dude, it looks untouched. I don't know. It seemed to be like an older lady. Maybe her husband had passed or something like that, and she was just getting rid of it. It comes with like everything short of like the development kit. It's for $100.
That's a
Like
steal.
I can't tell you the spread. I don't even know how I'm gonna get it all home. Like I'm going home in the summer to pick it up and visit my family, and it's like a lot of stuff. So I might just kind of like weigh it all out when I get there and say there's some stuff that might just be like garbage, right? Like there's like a blower for dust and stuff. Like I have like a million, right? So like, I don't need anything like that. Um, but yeah, it just looks amazing. I was really lucky with my KM as well. It was like the original owner. He was like 90. He was just getting rid of it. Just took like amazing care of it. There's not a scratch on it. It's just looks amazing.
I've found very few film cameras that are inoperable. Because it's usually an older man, and I don't know why this is. It's an older man who took damn good care of these things, better care than I take of my digital cameras, because I'm beating the hell out of these things all the time. Taking video shoots with them, and it's just crazy that this. So this is my A1, and it's my buddy's dad had it, and he passed, and my buddy shoots digital Canon. He's like, I don't really have anything to do with this. It's sitting around. I think it'd be better if he gave it to me for free because he wanted somebody to be shooting his dad's film camera. So I just got this Canon A1 for free, mint condition, except it had the Canon cough.
Right.
I fixed it with a little bit of oil, and since then it's been flawless. But my OM1, great condition. All of my point and shoots, fairly great condition. It's just wild how much better people took care of those things.
Yeah. Like we have an older generation where I live, like in Nova Scotia in general. It's just kind of like an older, it's just older people that live here typically, especially outside of the city. So I don't mind traveling, right? Like get out of the city, go to like a small town, and yeah, just like see what there is, right? So I like keep my search pretty open, like 100-kilometer radius.
Yeah.
Because if you see something, like it's really easy to just drive an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max. You get a nice drive out of it, take a camera. It's great.
Yeah, you turned it into an event. I would vlog something like that, where it's just like the search for the perfect point and shoot or some catchphrasey thing like that.
That's the beauty of having a YouTube channel. It's like if you're into old cameras, right? Like you can make like content out of that stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm trying, but it's hit or miss. The biggest video I've released, I did a review of the Camp Snap camera, which if you're interested in photography, you 100% got ads for that damn thing. And
yeah,
dude, I hate how much fun that camera is. I've done 2 videos on it now, and it's stupid fun for $40. It's $40 now. It's stupid fun.
Saw they raised the price.
Well, they have 2 versions now. They have the new version and they have the old version. The new one's $70, I think. The old one is $40 until they sell them, then they're done. But you could hand that off to anybody and they're going to get some decent pictures. What I like using it for is I'll take a picture of landscapes because it renders green really well, and then I'll use my false aerochrome settings that I came up with, and it just looks so good coming through that stupid ass little camera. I hate how good they look coming through it.
I mean, that's awesome though, right? Like my buddy, he kind of just buys. I respect this kind of attitude he has, because he just like he will just buy the most random shit off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't know if he's got it yet. And it's been like, I feel like it's been months since he ordered it, so he might not be getting it anymore. But it was like it looks like a Rolleiflex, but it's like a little digital.
Yeah, I've seen those.
He just like goes, man. He just goes for it. He's just like, this looks cool. Like he just goes for it, and so when he gets them, he just shoots them, right? And
yeah.
Dude's an awesome photographer. Like these days, he's just using his phone. We go out. I have like cameras, sometimes 2 or 3. He's got his phone, dude, and he's like getting bangers. And I'm just like, dude, man, Yeah, so good.
Some people just have that in them. I don't know if it's their compositional skills
Yeah.
or just they're clever. I know a lot of really clever photographers who make me hate life. I'll go out with some of them every now and then. I'll go out and we'll take photos, and then I'll see theirs and I'll see mine. And I was like, we're not shooting together again. This is ridiculous. But I've learned a lot from those experiences. Yeah.
It's the beauty and the, I guess maybe the horror of like shooting with your buddies is just like the cool thing about it, especially with me and my friend his name is also Justin. Is like we'll go shooting and like the stuff that I think he's doing is amazing. He's just like, I don't really, and then he'll always be like, dude, like your stuff. And it's like a kind of like a mutual admiration, like society, but like it's cool. It props you up, keeps you going, because there's a lot of stuff where I look at it and I'm just like, I don't like this. Like, why? We should have done this or I should have did that. And he's just like, no, man. Like, or he'll point out something, like I'll post a batch of photos and he'll be like, that was the one. And it's like my least favorite one. And he's like, and I trust him though, because I look at his photos and I'm just like, oh man, I wish I could do what you're doing.
What it is imposter syndrome. And I think we all suffer from it.
Totally.
I had a conversation with Tom Minty last night about imposter syndrome.
Mm.
So that's fresh in my mind. And it's about being forgiving to yourself while not letting yourself not be held accountable for bad decisions. And slowly,
Yeah.
I think that the imposter syndrome goes away.
Yeah.
To a manageable degree to where I'm not deleting 90% of my photos.
I agree with that 100%. Like in photography, I definitely have a bit of that imposter syndrome. Maybe it's a lot, but like there is, so like I made a career out of like art, right?
Yeah.
And I've been doing it now for so long, honestly, like almost like 25 years, something like that. And definitely, you come through and imposter syndrome is, I mean, especially for artists, maybe I'm generalizing, but it's all I know, right? So like, or maybe I'm over specific, I guess, but like, it's all I know. So like, mentoring artists myself and stuff, you just see it, right? I had it. And of course, as you progress and you're told and you have good leadership and good managers and stuff like that, it fades away because you realize that you got this far. You can't be an imposter. You got this far, right? So then it like I can say that with my career, I don't feel that anymore. It creeps in every now and then. I guess it depends on the situation, but not to the degree that it used to, right? Like I feel fairly confident in my abilities to do the thing that I'm paid to do because I keep getting paid to do it, right? So I'm assuming that's the best, rationale I have to give myself. And then when it comes to photography, yeah, like I may have been shooting for as long as I can remember, and I have a lot of photos just from my past, and like I have like I even like developed like a roll like a long time ago that was like from the 90s. I can't find those right now. I'm desperate to find them. I have them in this house here. I brought them back from home and I just can't find them. I had like stacks of I had like an old Fujifilm.
Yeah.
And I have just like stacks of old photos, and some of them like the negatives were still there, and I'm just like, oh, so cool. Because if I get the negatives, yeah, like maybe I can get like some actually nice high res scans.
Yeah.
And I can actually make some of these photos nice, I think, right? Like in Lightroom and just kind of touch them up. Some of them are just crazy overblown, but
there's always a couple.
so even though I feel like I've been shooting forever, because it's been on and off in photography now, especially like if you like are on Instagram or YouTube, there's so many people that are just like making insane photos, and it's just like I'm not trying to make those insane photos. I'm just doing my own thing. I know myself well enough. I like what I like, and I just do what I like to do because that's what makes it fun for me. I don't do a lot of art in my spare time because it's my job. So I feel like with photography, I don't want to like turn it into a money thing because I know where that goes. Takes a lot of passion out of it for me. Becomes like a grind, and I don't want that. Maybe one day, but like not right now.
Retirement plan. That's what it is. It's a retirement.
I'm just kind of in this space where it feels like at times, depending on I guess where you are, right? So like on Instagram, I feel like the competition is so insane. Then of course, imposter syndrome, right? Like of course, like I felt it insanely, and so
Yep.
yeah, just getting out of that space has helped a lot. And meeting people like you and like Hans or Hans, I don't even know.
I don't either. I just know what I think it is. He's gonna be on here too.
Such a rad dude,
Yeah.
right? Like just so cool and so receptive to just and like that's what I love about Substack is just like if you put it out, you just kind of active, you get it back.
Yeah.
It's great. And there's so many people like that on there. So many people. There's this one lady, Juliet. She's just like, man, takes amazing photos. We just kind of go back and forth. It's really cool, you know, comment on each other's stuff and you know, like give each other like props and what we like and you know, and it's like it feels good. It helps to diminish that imposter syndrome, at least to a degree, in comparison to things like Instagram.
Yeah, because Instagram is more. If you're not creating constant video content for Instagram, you get nowhere. I posted probably 1,000 photos last year on Instagram, and the total of likes were maybe 75.
Yeah.
Of the same stuff I'm posting on Substack now, and the growth I've seen on Substack crushes
Yeah.
my Instagram growth. I don't know if I got it at the right time or what, but my growth has been crazy consistent to where I'm feeling a little bit more confident.
I can say the same thing, man. Like I've
Yeah.
actually removed a lot of photos from Instagram to kind
Yep.
of just keep and I might remove everything. I'm not sure. I don't really I post to my stories every now and then, just with random photos, right? But that's really it. And I felt the same way. Like I had a ton of photos from my Japanese trip up there. And yeah, like I thought for sure, based on what I was seeing and who I was following and stuff on there, I thought for sure I could like get some traction with those photos. Like nothing, dude. Like truly nothing. And then I started posting just photos from around the area, but I was having to do it like, you know, and just more recent photos. And I was having to do it like so often and like, every day doing certain things and like a million hashtags. And I was seeing something. It wasn't a lot. And then as a test, because I didn't care, I had like 200 followers, it's like whatever. And so as a test, I posted like a video once when I got my very first film camera. Actually, I got like a little Minolta point and shoot, and I added a tiny little video of me holding the camera, and I put that in a slideshow with a ton of other just photos from that camera, and it was crazy,
Really?
like how much. Yeah, it got like thousands of views for
Wow.
sure. Nah, you know, like in comparison to like the likes, you know, I can't remember exactly as I've removed it, but like it was like the most that I had from anything that I did. And I knew right there, I was just like, there's no way I'm recording a video every time I want to make a post. Like that's crazy. I don't even like doing that. I recorded it on my phone. It was just like yeah, it was just it's not for me. It's not really what I like to do. I just like to keep it chill and just take photos. That's it. That's all I want to do. So like respect, dude, for like the YouTube channel and stuff. Like that's work, man. I know it is. Like I've seen it.
Oh, it's work, but I sucked at video stuff forever. The photo stuff was fine, and my buddy's like, "You should maybe start shooting some video with me." I was like, "Well, I need to practice somehow." And he goes, "Do that YouTube shit you were talking about." So, if you watch my older video, I've unlisted so many videos now because they're bad. But the progression from first video to where I'm at now with my video color grading, editing, sound, it's like leaps and bounds. And I've only been doing YouTube and stuff like that since last February, and it hasn't been a full-time thing. So the growth is great, and I'm actually shooting more video professionally now. as opposed to just video or as opposed to just photo. So yeah, it's been great. I can't complain about it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. And so for the Instagram thing, yeah, like I was saying, like I have just like a few photos up. I don't know exactly how many. It's not many. It's not even the best stuff from my trip. I want to save that now
Right.
for Substack. Like I want like nobody saw it anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm not
Double dipping, man. I do
cares,
it.
right? So it's just like I want to save it because I want to make something nice out of it. I can add words, I can add like stories, I can like add personality
Right.
to it, right? Like I can document my trip in a way that I can't do that on Instagram. Not the way I want to
Yeah.
do it. Substack is like perfect for that place to do that.
Are you more of a photojournalist, would you consider yourself, where you want to report back the news of where you're at and stuff like that?
I do like, I mean, again, imposter
Yeah.
syndrome, right? Like, I'm like, I like a more like almost documentary style, especially with like street
Yeah.
photography. I don't want to over edit, not anymore. And like, I don't want to, I just want to show it for what it is. And like people out there just doing their thing. And that's cool to me. I just like to document that. I do have a kind of a project actually, now that I think about it, because like I'm an old like graffiti head. Like I used to do a ton of graffiti back in the day. I like love hip hop, stuff like that. And so um here, especially it's like a hub city, right? So there's a lot of like trains and stuff that go through here. You see amazing graffiti, right? The kind of stuff I never had seen before living in Calgary, which is just in the middle of the prairies. So like, yeah, there was like trains and stuff, but those train yards I couldn't get to when I was a kid. Now, like I can hear a train from my house, like, and so there's train yards right nearby, and so documenting the graffiti that comes through here, especially knowing a lot of the history and recognizing a lot of the old like art that comes through, because like some of those tags have been up on train cars for years and years, right? And so kind of like starting to document that stuff. I did start with the idea of doing that, and then looking at more documentary style photos, I realized that maybe I wasn't doing it right, because I was like, you know, some of the shots are like, oh, I can't like trying to get artsy with the angles and stuff like that. And it's cool, but it doesn't showcase the art in a documentary style, I guess, where I'm like, where it should be about the piece, not the photo that I'm taking.
Yeah. You want it to
Right?
be about the story, not the image.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of photos I have already. I'm gonna go back, or sometimes I wouldn't say I over edited them, but they're just the colors of like the graffiti has like been altered a little bit. So I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna scale back some of those edits in Lightroom to keep it more like neutral to like what I saw and what my camera picked up.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then just kind of presenting that as like, I'm not sure how, but even if it doesn't see the light of day, it's cool for me just to have that. And so it's, you know, in terms of like documenting and documentary style, I do enjoy that like a ton. It's super fun for me. And having a nice camera to be able to do that is awesome.
It is. Something that you might be, I don't know if you'd be interested in it, but Tom was talking about it last night, Tom Minty. He was saying there's a lot of people on Substack who are, when they're doing street photography, they'll make an audio recording of the scene where they're there, and then they'll attach the sound to that image and then upload it to Substack, so it immerses you more in the scene of the photo.
Yes.
Fucking genius. It's such a genius.
Yeah.
I can't believe I haven't thought of it. It's such a genius idea.
I've only seen a couple of accounts like that, you know, Grainy Days on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing that. And it's like, I listen to every single one of those. Like, I kind of, you know, I should put headphones on. It's so cool. But like, I always make sure I play that whole dang thing and I look, because it's so cool, right? Yeah. I love that kind of stuff.
Grainy Days is hands down my favorite modern photographer right now. And I know it's cliche. Because he's good. He's so popular and everybody thinks it's a hipster thing. Dude, he's so fucking good. His composition is so good.
He is good. I agree, man. And like, I guess this is got to maybe a whole other conversation, but like there is, I call a lot of photographers my favorite photographer, but I never reference like the greats, right? Like I know the work, done the studying. I don't have a ton of like photo books, but you can find stuff out without photo books. Like I have a Joel Meyerowitz book. I got two. They're like a series, I think. How I Take Photographs. It's called. The Dido Moriyama did one, and Joel Meyerowitz did one, and then I've got like a couple other books. Field Guide, is that what it's called?
I can't remember off the top. I'm bad with photo books. I've looked through so many.
So I have a couple, right? And I love it. I love collecting books like that. I love like physical objects. I have like a million art books because I'm an artist, and that's, I buy art books, like art of this movie, art of this show, tons of like artist sketchbooks, all that stuff. I have a million of them. And so when it comes to like just kind of like naming a favorite artist, like, or a favorite photographer, I don't think that's a cliche. I'm just gonna put that out there. I think you like who you like, man, and that's what's cool about photography. Like, some of the photographers that I've only just discovered on Substack or even on Instagram, easy for me to say favorite photographer, because if I look at their stuff and I like it every single time, what else is there to make somebody your favorite photographer? Have a million favorite photographers. Who cares?
Yeah, there's no rules. There's no rules for favorites, but people think there has to be.
Yeah.
I really like his work, and I like, for more digital stuff, I like James Popsis because his personality sold me on him. I don't know if you know him. I'm sure you do. You're a photographer, but
Yeah.
his editing looks so dreamy and smooth. It's like photographing, in a dream. It's photographing a dream.
Yeah, he's the British guy, right? I want to make sure. He takes like landscapes and stuff.
He made a video
Yeah.
of his editing style and how he edits his photos. He just put it. He's like, "This is how I make my shit," and I kind of want to try that because he may live. I think he lives in the UK, but I want to try that along the Great Lakes shoreline around me because he's shooting the ocean and stuff like that. And so I have lighthouses. I have weird buildings and shit like that around me. I might give that a whirl, when I actually feel motivated to not be sitting in my basement.
Dude, totally. And like you could do that anywhere, right? Like you could live in the prairies and shoot like grain towers, right? In the same way, or like the same kind of format or style, or like what he's doing. I live on the coast as well, so I have like lighthouses, and I love that. Like I used to live in the prairies. Not really for me, but like since I've lived on the coast and now both coasts, I lived in Vancouver and now in Halifax. Like I kind of need to be near the water. Like I love it. It's so cool. Like the weather can be kind of horrible for photography. A lot of gray makes for a lot of flat photography. So it can be hard. You really savor those good days where the sun is out. But it's like, yeah, I love kind of being on the coast, and I didn't think I would be like a landscapey or like, scenery guy, but you're forced to do stuff like that kind of depending on where you are. And I've grown to love it. I didn't think I would ever be. I was just like, especially when I first got my digital camera, I was just like, I am going to be a street photographer, and that's all I want to do. And I loved it, and I do love it. But I like the balance. It is nice, and it's makes for a nice balanced like portfolio kind of too, right? Like, and it just gets you out there thinking differently,
Yeah, you can incorporate, you can mix and match and blend. I think it's important to try different kinds of photography because the only thing it can do is make you a better photographer. That's the only thing it will do. You might bomb on a street photography shoot, you might bomb on a landscape shoot, but I guarantee you're going to learn something in the process, even if the only thing you learn is that that's not for you.
Yeah. Which is like the beauty of it, man. I love shooting all kinds of stuff. I was telling Hans the other day that I was like, because he's doing like portraits and fashion photography, and I do want to do that. Like, I like fashion, I like street fashion for sure. I do want to try to do that stuff. I really have no idea how to get started. And I say that in a way that's like specific to like where I am, right? Like how do I do that here, right? If I lived in maybe a bigger center, it might be easier. I need to do the work, but I want to figure it out and see what I can do. Yeah.
I guarantee you there's some kind of fashion group, or even if it's just on social media, that's probably by you, or women that want to be models. And if you build that network yourself, you have your own fashion network where you could photograph all these modern style. That's something you could build. That'd be a cool photo project for you to do, to document that.
Yeah, 100%. I would love to. Yeah, I just want to dip my toes in all of it, just because I love cameras and I just love, um, I don't know his last name. One of my favorite photographers is Linus with camera, I think, or Linus.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I think he's based out of LA. He does like crazy, wild, like Polaroid photography, really cool stuff. Is like imagination, dude. Like he's got it. Like I love his stuff. It always turns out great. He does a lot of like portrait shoots and stuff, and they're not what you would expect from a portrait shoot, at least not what I would expect from a portrait shoot. And yeah, just doing stuff like that. Like I have now so many point and shoots that, they kind of look, I mean, they obviously have a specific look. Another cool thing I love about cameras is just like how different each one looks. I have three Canon sure shots. Every photo looks different. It doesn't matter if
You just got the Supreme, right?
I did, yeah.
What lens is in that? Do you know offhand? Is it
Uh, it's
is it zoom?
38. No, it's a prime.
Oh, is it 2.8?
I think it's 2.8.
Take that to Japan if it's 2.8. Take that to Japan if it's 2.8. Don't take the Pentax, dude.
Yeah, dude, I've seen so many
Yeah.
good things about it. Like, didn't do a ton of research this time. Both of these cameras popped up out of nowhere. I happened to check my phone and just check Facebook Marketplace. And it's funny, like, I don't know a lot of photographers in the city, but they're clearly out there because that stuff goes like quick. And if you don't hop on it, it's like, yeah, it'll be gone. So I did. And then it was after the fact that I researched like the Pentax, and you told me about the Pentax, and then I researched the Sure Shot Supreme. And yeah, like these look to be great cameras. They both work. So it's just a matter of getting film in them.
You have a camera that I'm interested in, and I have not heard great things about this camera. The Pentax 17.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Do you? Because I've heard
Yeah.
people shit on that thing so hard because it's half frame, and I struggle to get through 36 exposures on a full frame.
Yeah, I will say that's tough. It's tough to get through that many photos.
I was thinking about picking one up because I roll my own film now, so I could roll short rolls. I could roll 12 frames, and that might.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that might be a better plan, but I had such high hopes for that camera, and then the lead designer just left the company, so I don't know if they're going to be releasing another film camera now, and I hope they do.
Yeah, that scares me a little bit. I bought the 17 in the hopes that that was going to further push Pentax into like making like a proper 35 millimeter camera. But you're right. I don't really know what's going to happen. I've seen the rumors and everyone's speculating and stuff like that. But dude, like the entry point to the Pentax 17 is expensive, right? Just to get it. I got it for myself for a birthday gift. So it's like, I don't think I would have done that if it wasn't like a special day or something, like, so yeah, I just went and got it. They had one at the local camera shop here. So I just went for it. And I've only shot one roll through it, and it does take some getting used to. A lot of people praise its like just design. It's like ergonomics. I don't know if it's something about the way I shoot, but dude, I'm like full dad style. Like my fingers in so many shots. I can't for the life of me remember what I was doing or how I was holding it. I think they're all portrait, or no, landscape is like, because naturally portrait style, right? Because it's half frame. So I think there's something in what I'm doing where I'm holding that camera. Somehow my finger is getting in the frame and I'm not seeing it when I take the photos. but also I wear glasses.
Yeah, it's hard to get to the viewfinder.
That doesn't help. But other than that, it's a great camera, man. I think it's awesome.
So I'm kicking around the idea of picking one of those up. And the other thing I've been looking at, it's not out yet, is that analog AF1. That I don't know if have you seen anything about that, because
yeah, it's like the super sleek. Yeah,
that camera looks super dope. I want to try one of those so bad, but it's not supposed to be out. It's like $350.
I would get that in a heartbeat.
And it's a point and shoot, but it's a modern point and shoot with a 2.8.
Yeah, that's a steal.
It has LiDAR autofocus. I'm like, absolutely that. That's phenomenal.
When I was looking at the Pentax 17, of course, the only other option out there was the Rolly. And so I was like, I mean, I just don't like the look of it. I don't like the look of that specific like model of camera.
The AF, the Rolly AF or Rolly 35.
Yeah, like the 35 AF, right? So yeah, I just kind of, and it's also really expensive. I was just like, thought it was a little too much for what it was. But I respect it. It's fine. Like, do your thing. They're obviously selling. But I couldn't get on board with like the size and shape with it. It just didn't look like I would be comfortable holding it. Like especially as an artist for as many years as I've been an artist, my hands are kind of shot, right? Like they're not great. Like, and you know, that's just something I have to deal with. But so I need something comfortable in the hands. I just do. And that camera for me, I was just like, I don't think it would be comfortable. It doesn't look comfortable. It's a box. And so, you know, as excited as I was for a new 35 millimeter camera, the analog one looks more up my alley.
That camera looks extremely cool. So I don't mind, on the subject of Rollies, I don't mind the old Rolly 35s, which go for like $200-300 in the used market. But for them, I feel like the 35 AF underperformed. It sold on hype. It sold on hype, right? Because it's a new film camera and it's Rolly. But I feel like it underperformed from everything I've seen and heard from other photographers who have experienced Rolly through the years. They say, because Zeiss usually makes the lenses for those, right? The old Rollies, and Zeiss wanted nothing to do with this model, from what I have heard through the grapevine of, you know,
like YouTube and rumors and stuff. Yeah.
For Zeiss not wanting to have anything to do with that, I was kind of suspicious in the beginning, because I had one on pre-order and canceled it. And it's just disappointing to see film cameras go that route, I guess. As somebody with the Rolly pedigree, I've held some Rollies before. I've shot with one before, and it was fun to shoot with, but it'd be hard for me to commit to using that consistently with the ergonomics of it, because it reminds me a lot of my Ricoh 500G.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to love that camera. I wanted to love it, and I want to throw it I want it to be litter. I want to ruin that camera. I hate it so much.
That's kind of how I feel with like the Minolta F.
Oh yeah,
Hymatic F. Because yeah, it's a little boxy, you know, and it's not uncomfortable to hold, but it's not the most comfortable. And I have a Canon. Oh God, what's it called? Why am I forgetting right now?
Is it like the point and shoot one, like the Canonette style ones?
Yeah, the Canonette QL17. So I got that from a family member, and the shutter is sticky, and so it doesn't fire, but everything else seems great. It was stored properly. It, you know, it's a great looking camera. The lens is like immaculate, and from what I've heard, is those cameras typically suffer from a lot of fungus if they've been left for a long time. This thing is like crystal clear, and I just can't, I don't want to take it apart. I thought maybe I could. I do very minor camera repair when I get a camera. This one is a bit too, I just don't want to screw it up, right? So I'm going to get it repaired. And again, like the ergonomics are a bit funky, but like, just in how boxy it is, but that I'm just desperate to get it fixed. I want to shoot with it so bad. I've seen so many photographers that shoot with that. There's a guy, Ulysses on
Del Toro?
Substack. Yeah. So we went back and forth a little bit about it. And yeah, it's just like, cause he shoots with one, and dude, the photos are just so crispy and nice, and I'm so excited to shoot with that camera. I'm just waiting. I'm gonna get repaired this summer.
I've been looking for one of those to come up on Marketplace for the right price, because I'm not going to pay what people are asking online for them. I'm waiting for I'm like you were talking about before, I'm waiting for some old man to die and his wife to sell his gear at a questionable price.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happens to musicians. The musicians, like, they take the guitar in the divorce and sell it for $200, and it's a $1,200 guitar. But I hope that happens. I have this. I'm going to tell you my pipe dream. My pipe dream is walking up to a yard sale or a rummage sale, something like that. And there's this Contax T2 sitting there. And this old lady's like, $5 and it's yours, honey.
Yeah.
It's like, I want that camera so bad.
That's the dream, man.
It is.
I mean, I feel like there are definitely stories like that out there. I've seen a few where it's just like somebody comes across something and like just happened to like get it, we're recording for YouTube or something, just happened to like just find a crazy thing at an estate sale or something like that. So yeah, you just gotta be out there, man. Like manifest it,
I had success with one estate sale. I picked up a Polaroid SX70 for $12. It was like the leather fold-up ones, the old style ones.
Oh yeah,
and I
that's cool.
Sold it for like $200, I think, on eBay, and used that to buy my film rolling kit, like a roll of film, the roller, and cassettes, and that's how I funded that. But now I'm like, oh, I wish I would have tested that SX70, because I could have sold it for even more money.
Yeah, I mean, if eBay is, the going rate on even just some of the point and shoots that I've got for the price that I've gotten them, like I'm sitting on a little gold mine. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, you absolutely are. Like the Supreme, you can sell that Supreme for a pretty penny right now.
Yeah, dude, the Pentax I was looking, it was like well over $100. I was just like crazy. I saw some with like $300, like in a box still and stuff. But like, it was crazy. That one blew my mind. I don't have a camera that's like kind of hit those kind of prices, like at least on eBay. And like, you click on like what's it actually selling for as opposed to what people are listing it for. And like it is, yeah, I was like, oh, this is crazy, the prices for this.
Pentax, is that what you're talking about? The reason the Pentax is so expensive is because in photography classes and darkroom classes, that's the camera that the professors tell their students to get.
Oh, really?
That's why that camera goes for so much.
Right.
And the Spotmatic's the backup for that.
Right.
If you can't get one of those, get the Spotmatic. But yeah, I love Pentax. Pentax is one of those companies that I wish would come back in a way that they were innovating in the past.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they've kind of dropped the ball in modern times for a lot of things.
Yeah, like I don't see, I mean, this could just be like who I'm following and stuff, but like I don't see a lot of people using modern Pentax like DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. And yeah, like there's probably a reason for that. Like they just might not be the choice for professional photographers anymore. But yeah, like these old Pentaxes, dude, like I could kill a dude with this camera. Like my KM, it is like a tank.
I've thrown my Pentax at a wolf spider before my basement, and it survived, and I shot with it. So that it's built to last. We get big ass wolf spiders down here. I live in a swamp, so there's a lot of them.
That's terrifying.
I did want to ask, what drew you back to film, or have you always shot film? Because you said you did camp. Yeah.
I haven't always shot it. Yeah, like, when I was a kid, obviously that was the only choice, like as a teenager and just a young man, that was the only choice back then. But of course, back then, when it's the only choice, you just don't think about it. It's just what you do. Like I bought my my Fujifilm. It was like an APS-C camera, but like I had no idea what that was. I just went to the camera store and I bought a camera, and that was it. It was a little point and shoot, and obsolete now, right? Like you can find some pretty cool looking. I saw like a Pentax pop up the other day, and I was like, it was like $30, and I was just like, but it's APS-C, and I'm just like, but it looks so dope. Like it's the nicest camera, and just for the style alone, I was just like seriously questioning it.
There's some resellers on eBay, but the price they're asking is insane. Even with home development, I want to see. I'm not sure the rolling process for that kind of film, but I'd be interested in finding it out because Contacts made a camera that shot that, and that camera goes for cheap because it shoots that film. So if I could roll my own film for that, I'm gonna go into that.
Especially in where I'm at, like the market locally, even maybe even like nationally, I don't think I could find that much out there. So it'd be a real struggle. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I don't think it's 35 millimeter because I just remember the cartridges being small in comparison to what I'm shooting now. So a little bit smaller. They're kind of like a teardrop shaped, diamond shaped almost. And yeah, like I think I still have an old roll that's just from an old developed roll. Again, I can't find those. I'm desperately looking for them. But like yeah, like I'm not sure. I've just never looked it up, like what the actual differences are. But yeah, I saw that one camera pop up and I'm just like, ooh, I want it so bad. But I didn't. But in terms of what drew me back to film, just honestly, like just the love of something like tactile, and I love analog. It's my vibe. I'm an older man, so I'm just like it's just I mean, I got records behind me. I have turntables. Like I have like things. I like that stuff. Bring me joy. Yeah, like yeah, it's just I just like that stuff. And if when I pass away, someone's gonna have a lot of stuff to sort through, as opposed to maybe my nieces and nephews, right? Like when they're older, like might not have anything. But like yeah, it's just what I like. And so I like books and I like cameras and I like film. So for me it was just more of a natural progression. And so I just like shooting with it. I'm learning because back then, again, like I was saying before, like didn't really think about it. I was just shooting pictures. I was just pressing the shutter, right? Again, I had like that zone focus. Yeah, because it was just like didn't even know what that was or what I was doing. It's like, oh, no wonder all my photos are blurry. And so yeah, but now I know all that stuff, and honestly, like just learning about it. And I'm lucky I live in a city that has we have like a national store, like a Henry's Camera, it's called. And they're like they're in most cities. And then we also have a local store called Atlantic Photo Supply, and they have a ton of film, and they don't sell film cameras. They don't really sell a lot of cameras, to be honest, but they develop and they sell film, and they've just kept that going. And of course, now with the resurgence, they're kind of crushing it right now because there's nowhere else in the city except for maybe some independent developers who just kind of put their just put it out there that they can develop your film. I haven't gone with any of those guys yet, although they are cheaper. I've definitely looked into it. But yeah, so I'm lucky I can get film, not a ton of selection, but enough. And the less I'm editing too, better, right? Like I'm already, if I'm shooting digitally, I'm already going for the film look. And I could definitely edit some of my film photos just to push them a little bit more. Maybe sometimes I will just like take the highlights down, right? Just to kind of make it a little bit clearer and legible. But that's it. That's the less time on screens, like I'm all for it.
Oh, absolutely. I said as I sit with a screen here, a screen there, a screen there, a screen up there. It's just I'm surrounded by them. Um, so, have you tried home development?
I haven't. I'm very scared of it.
Don't be scared of it. So I am a clumsy idiot. I am a self-admitted clumsy idiot, and I can develop film. And I think if you tried it once now with a Patterson tank and a dark bag, anything like that, you'd be like, I could shoot so much more film because I don't have to pay to get this developed. It's you will. I think you will. I think you in particular will enjoy home development.
Yeah. I mean, I've
Yeah.
heard that from a few people, and I get it. I can see why. Um, I think it's like the preciousness of it. Like I spend so much time sometimes shooting a roll. I'm a slow shooter. I like take my time. And then because of that, a lot of times I forget what's on my roll of film. Um, until, especially with the Bedbag 17, like, oh my God, dude, I shot that over like 4 months. Like it took forever. And because of that, yeah, like it's scary. I don't want to lose photos.
Yeah.
Like it's
I can relate to that. The only time I've ever killed a roll of film is when I used Cinestill's DF96 monobath, because it says it lasts longer than it does, and it has problems with surging and drag and all kinds of stuff. But since I've switched to Rodinal for black and white specifically, no issues. It's 15 minutes, 11 minutes developing, and then 4 minutes fixer, done.
yeah, that's a super appealing part of it. Honestly, I thought developing film would be hours, like I just assumed. And the only time I've ever done it was in like high school. We had like a photography course, and I remember taking that, and I remember developing a roll or several rolls throughout that time. And I feel like it was like in a dark room and stuff, like typical high school. It's like in the 90s, right? So it's like, I feel like I remember those taking hours and just like, but it probably wasn't, but it might have been. I just don't remember enough. But that's my only kind of memory of it, right? And kind of history with it. So yeah, like I thought it would just take forever. I don't like, we have a house, but it's like, it's not huge. We do have a laundry room and it has like a basin sink. So if I did it anywhere, I would do it there. Small space still, very small little space. So yeah, I'll probably do it eventually. I just need to get over the preciousness of my own photos, especially on film, because it costs money. And, anytime I put a Substack post out and I mention film, I always put the little dollar signs with wings flying away because I'm paying for development too. It's actually not as expensive as I thought it would be to get developed locally. It's the scans. Scans are brutal, man. It's like that's the cost. It's like $10, maybe $12 to get a roll developed. So if I do anything as a start, I've been looking into just getting my own scanner.
Oh, do it. I built my own copy stand and got some extension rings, the macro extension rings, and I just used my A7 III with the extension rings and the home built copy stand. I even built my own film carrier, and it is rigged. There's construction paper involved, so it's rough, but it works, and they're not the best scans.
Yeah, dude, if it gets the job done, like who cares? That stuff is expensive, man. I remember, I don't know if you know or subscribe to Krista Canna.
I think I do.
He's like based out of Korea or Vietnam. I can't remember right now. And dude, I love that guy. His posts are so good. It's just like everything just resonates with me so hard. And I asked him, I was like, just like, I think it was him anyways, about a scanner. And he pointed me to a scanner, and it was just way too far out of my price range. It was like I think it might have been a Nikon scanner or something like that. And it was like thousands of dollars. And I was just like, oh, I'm not there yet. But I've been looking at like the Plus Tech scanners. I want something like I could just do like a DSLR setup, maybe. I have space. Like I'm at my work desk right now where I just work on cameras. And so I have like the space for that if I wanted to. It just seems kind of cumbersome. And so I kind of do just want like the scanner.
I'll show you. I can tilt this because I'm recording separate. I don't know if you can see, but this right here is my entire film scanning setup.
Oh yeah, amazing.
So it's rigged, but it works, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and especially if you're getting results, like your developed photos look amazing. I would never know.
Thank you.
Yourself, like they just look like a pro.
I live in an old house, but above the walls in my basement, you can see light coming through the windows, and there's only one room in my house with no windows, but the light comes over the top still, so I have to turn all the lights off, then get under this huge quilt. It's hefty, and then sit under that. But sometimes it gets 75, 80 degrees in the basement, so I'm just under that quilt dying, trying to fighting the reel, trying to get the film on it. That's the hardest part.
Oh yeah, that's my nightmare. That's my nightmare. I'm not good with heat. Like when we went to Japan, we went in October thinking that we were gonna get like kind of nice fall weather. It was like plus 30, and it's like that heat is just different out there, man. It's like oppressive. Um, so it was hard. I already have a bad time just in like a nice day. Like I love to be outside, love taking photos, but like that heat gets to me, man. It's like rough.
I think if you'd probably do it smarter than I do, but I think you would thoroughly enjoy developing your own film, even if it's just go out, shoot 24 of whatever. So it's nothing you're attached to. And then try to develop your own. Your confidence would go up. You'd start developing your own film, which is what I did. I just went out and wasted a roll of film.
It's only a matter of time, man. Truly, I think that, and yeah, I'll get there. I'll get there. Especially if
I'm looking
kind
forward
of
to
hearing
it.
very encouraging things like that. I mean, yeah, I'm all for saving that money so I can actually just put it towards film and film alone. Like that's amazing. Because I do want to like try some more expensive film stocks.
The most expensive film stock I own right now is 500T, which I bought 100 feet of it, and I'm rolling my own film, which gets the cost of that down to $4 a roll, and the cost of my black and white that I roll is down to $2.90 a roll. And I'm home developing, so I'm burning through film, dude. I'm burning through film.
So if you buy 100 feet and you're rolling, I don't know, 24, 36, like how many are you getting? How many feet is that like in a canister of film?
So it's about 25. It's about 25 rolls per 100 feet if I roll 24 exposures.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because 500T is going for $8 to $12 right now, something like that, depending on who you get it from.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling it and getting it for half that.
That's amazing.
So rolling film is also something to look into. That's insanely. You don't even need a dark room. Yeah, you don't even need a dark room.
That I could do. Yeah, that I could do. I've seen some canisters go up here, and I just know not in the place to get them, and they go, like I said, like they're gone.
So if you shoot, let's say I'm shooting what is essentially Fomapan 400. It's Arista EDU Ultra 400. It's Fomapan, whatever they try to lie about. But it's $74 for 100 feet.
Oh yeah.
You're getting 25 rolls. If you roll 24, that's $2.96, 97 cents, somewhere in there. It's, if you break it down that way, it makes way more sense. It's intimidating at first because you're afraid you're going to ruin 100 feet of film. And it's not a small investment, but it's very easy to do. I succeeded the first time I tried it. I have never stopped. I haven't bought, and the only time I have bought film recently is I picked up some cheap Fuji and cheap Kodak to take to Hocking Hills before the trip because I didn't have the 500T yet. So that's all I've bought in 6 months, something like that.
I want to do that too, and I feel like that would be a good also just first step into like right now rolls for me are depending on what I'm shooting. If I'm shooting like Ultramax, it's still like $8 Canadian a roll. The good thing, and I was so excited, is this is the weird thing now to be excited about, is like the shop that I go get my film from recently started getting like 3 packs of 36. So great. Now I can get, it's a little bit cheaper, and buy a pack of 3, it's a little bit cheaper. I can save a few bucks. That's exciting too. But they're only doing that with Ultramax and Gold, which I think might be the only stocks that come that way. I'm not sure, but I shoot a lot of Gold and I shoot a lot of Ultramax, so it's great.
I shoot a lot of Fuji. Well, I was shooting a lot of Fuji before that. I'm not buying anything right now until that 500T's gone pretty much. But I was shooting a lot of Fuji, and I found it on sale at Walmart, 3 packs for $18.
Oh, wow.
So I bought 3 or 4 of those and burned through them in no time. Because I shoot
That's a good place to look. Actually, I would never even think to go there to look.
I didn't either. My son wanted to go look at video games, and I was stumbling around the electronics department, and on one little end cap where they keep the Polaroid film and stuff for the little new popular Polaroids, at the very bottom, there's 35 millimeter film.
Justin, buddy, this was awesome, man. Honestly, I feel like we've known each other forever. This is like super easy to chat with you, man. I really enjoyed it.
I look forward to talking with you again because I'm sure I'll be inviting you back on soon.
Awesome, dude.
All
All right, man. Have a good
All
one.
right, thanks, man.
Peace.